Welcome to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today we're making a French apple cake.
Grab a plate, 'cause it's the all-free whole food plant-based cooking show.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today I have this amazing recipe for you. This is one of those recipes you can either just enjoy yourself, or you can really wow your neighbors, or take this to a special occasion. French apple cake. And it's the perfect time of year. It's so blustery and kind of cool outside. Fall is here. So we're gonna make this apple dish. And it's gonna fill your house with this amazing, wonderful smell of cooked apples. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. The first thing I did was mandolin some apples. So I have some Honeycrisp apples, and if you can see, they're pretty thin. I don't know what that measurement is, maybe a millimeter, 2 millimeters. You need to have it pretty thin because part of the beauty of this cake is that you're gonna see all of these little teeny layers of apples in there, and it's just gorgeous. So that was 3, pretty decent size Honeycrisp apples. You could also use maybe a Gala, or maybe like Pink Lady, something that's kind of sweet but also has a little bit of tartness to it. Nice crisp type of apples. All right, but first we're gonna make our batter. So I have a 1/2 cup of rolled oats here, like I always do, and we're gonna make a flour out of that, but we're gonna grind it pretty fine, about as fine as you can get it. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna add that to the bowl. You're gonna set this aside because we're gonna need that to blend our wet ingredients. Then we have a 1/4 cup of almond meal, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. The nutritional yeast is gonna give you a little bit of that, kind of a little bit of a rich flavor, because if you know anything about French recipes, they always use butter, and we aren't going to be using butter today, but that's going to give it a little bit of that rich buttery flavor. Okay, so you're just going to whisk this together just to make sure that there's no little clumps of baking powder in there, or the almond meal sometimes gets a little bit clumpy. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna blend together our wet ingredients. So I have a 1/2 cup of Deglette dates that are already pitted, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 3/4 cup of unsweetened soy milk, but you can use whatever plant milk you like, just unsweetened, because the beauty of this is that the sweetness is gonna come from the sweetness of those beautiful dates. All right, so now we're just gonna blend this until those dates are super pulverized. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of free printable recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook series, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting membership community. Our supporting members gain access to great member perks like our monthly product giveaways, ebooks, and in-depth courses, including our 28 Days Plant-Based Made Easy course, where we offer a step-by-step guide to making the switch to a fully plant-based diet. So if you love our recipes, I invite you to join us on our mission to make plant-based cooking easy, and follow the link in the description to become a supporting member today. Okay, let's get back to the show. Okay, there we go. And I already have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. All right, so now we're just gonna pour that into our dry mixture and whisk it together. And as you see, this is a cake, but there's very little batter involved. So that's even better, because the flavor and the juiciness is all gonna come from those apples. Okay, there we go. Now, this part is kind of fun. You're gonna get a little bit dirty. You could do it another way, but I think this is the most effective way. So you just throw your apples in there, all of them together. And we're going to gently mix them around. And what you want to do is just coat all of the surfaces of the apple. And that's why there's not very much batter, because you're just coating the apples. And sometimes I get them together and I just kind of rub them a little bit. But you don't want to be kind of gentle because you don't want to break up your apples too much. You want them to stay in slices, essentially. So it does take a little bit of time, but it's kind of a meditative thing to do. Have a nice cup of coffee or something while you're doing it, or hot tea. And the reason why we're doing it this way is getting that batter coated on all the apples is that's what keeps them just slightly apart when they bake, so that you can see all of those teeny little layers of apples. So I'm going to finish doing this and then I'll show you how to put it in the pan. All right, now that you've got your apples completely coated, I've got a springform pan here. This is about 6.5 inches in diameter, a good couple inches tall, because we need a little bit of height. And you really do need to use some type of springform pan because of the way the cake is. You'll see later, you really need to be able to pull that off of the outside. So I've already cut some parchment paper to fit down into my pan, just to keep that from sticking to the sides, even though I think these pans are slightly non-stick, but I don't really trust that stuff. And you really want, you know, to have it look a little bit more nice on the outside because it's going to show. So just going to keep that like that. And then you're just going to start layering these apples into the bottom. And you want to do just, you know, just kind of a layer at a time, so that you get that effect of all of those really nice layers, so they're not like, you know, all cattywampus around in there. So this, again, this part takes a little bit of time, but it's so worth it. You're gonna just fall in love with this cake. So I'm just gonna keep layering this and I'll show you when it is completely finished before we put it into the oven. Today's show is brought to you in part by Wellbean. Beans are an essential part of a whole food plant-based diet and should feature prominently in our daily menu. We love finding new and convenient ways to get our servings in. Wellbean is a tasty and wholesome way to get half a serving of beans in every bar. Wellbean bars are vegan and gluten-free, with no preservatives and no added salt, sugar, or oil. Each bar is made only from an assortment of beans, fruits, nuts, and seeds. As a special deal for our viewers, follow the link in the description and use the code TRYWELLBEAN5 to save $5 off a variety pack on your first order, because life is better with beans. Okay, we are done layering. If you want to come in and take a look so you know what it looks like before you put it in the oven. And if you don't have this tall of a springform pan, if you have a shorter one, go ahead and use that. You'll just probably have to adjust the time in the oven just slightly. But let's go to the oven. We're going to put this in for a whole hour. Okay, so this part of the cake baking is done. If you want to come in and take a look at what it looks like. So next we have a very light batter that gets poured over the top, and it just slightly oozes over the sides while it bakes. So I've got 1/3 cup of almond meal. And then we're going to blend our dates, which this is a 1/3 cup of dates. And 3/4 cup of soy milk. Again, the same unsweetened soy milk. And then 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just going to blend this, same as last time, just until those dates are really pulverized. Okay, There we go. That guy's really tight. All right, now we're just gonna mix that in with our almond meal. Stir it up really good. Okay. And then we're just gonna pour it over our cake. We're gonna let it ooze down over the sides as much as possible. Get all of that batter out of there. Okay, and then you can take your spatula or your spoon and just move it around a bit so that it will kind of settle down into the sides a little bit. And you can even, you know, shake your pan a little bit or tap it on the countertop. Oops, it's still a little bit hot, so I don't want to do too much. Okay, so my oven is still on 350 degrees, and we're going to put this back in for a half an hour. And then for the last, after the half an hour, you raise your temperature to 400 degrees so that it will brown the top, because this, at that temperature, it won't really brown very well until you turn up the heat just a little bit. And at that point, you want to watch it really carefully because it will burn very easily. So just watch it while during that last 5 minutes. Oh my goodness, guys, it is out of the oven. If you want to come take a look, this is how brown it should be. Oh, the smell. Okay, so now we got to get this thing out of this spring form. Hopefully I don't burn myself. It's still pretty hot. It's probably best to just, you know, let it sit for a few minutes first, but I just want to show you this. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that's hot. Then you peel your paper off. Look at that. Oh, is that beautiful or what? I love it. Okay, now you want to let this rest for probably at least 20 minutes before you cut into it, or else it's, because it's kind of custardy in the middle, it'll just like start slumping. So you want to let it set for just a few minutes. But what we're going to do to decorate it, I've got some slivered almonds here that I've already lightly toasted, and we're just going to sprinkle them on the top. That'll give it a really nice crunch flavor and the richness of those almonds, and it just looks a little bit fancier. All right, I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes and then I'll meet you at the table for a taste. Okay, here we go. Let's go in for a taste. Oh my. You can feel that middle is so nice and soft. Trying to cut carefully so I don't ruin all those beautiful little layers in there. Oh, wow. Okay. And this cake does fantastically well the day after. You put it in the refrigerator, and tomorrow it's going to be set up even better. Oh, look at that. Center's all custardy. You see all those layers. Okay, get some of those almonds in there. Ooh, don't fall over. Ooh, it's still hot. Oh, the apples are so sweet. And the center's so nice and custardy, and then you get the crunch of the almonds from the top. I can't wait till you try this. So go ahead and give this a like, subscribe, and meet me back here next week for another great recipe.